Okay guys, I have a topic that I want to talk about because I get asked this question a lot. How do I become a hunting guide? And I want to go over a couple basic points. I want to go over kind of some steps that you can take to become a hunting guide. Now, the first thing is, anytime we're talking about becoming a hunting guide, is you need a license. And the license differs from state to state. So I have friends that are outfitters in Wyoming, Colorado, Alaska, New Mexico. All these states require something different from you. So if you're looking to become a guide, your first step is reaching out to an outfitter like myself or another outfitter in a state that you're interested in and saying, hey, I'm interested in becoming a guide. He's usually going to ask you, hey, what is your experience level? How old are you? A lot of states require that you be 18 or older to actually become a hunting guide and get paid for it. So that's the basic first step, is understanding the qualifications to start guiding from state to state, because they all differ. In Arizona, you have to be 18 years or older, and you have to basically pass a 50-question test to become a licensed Arizona hunting guide. In Alaska, you have to do 2 years of 30 days each year in hunting related work, either helping out a guide, we call them packers, or hunting yourself, or there's a lot of different qualifications in Alaska. So you got to do 2 years without a license before you can even qualify to be a license. In Wyoming, you have to take a 150 question test or something like that. I forget what it was. I took it a while ago. And so that's just to give you an idea, guys. So the first step is to becoming a hunting guide is understanding the qualifications for each state and what you're interested in, because most likely you live in a spot where you're like, hey, how do I start guiding, or is there guiding opportunities around me? Maybe you live in California or you live in Utah, and those two states are very different. So the first step is talking to somebody that's in the business, like myself, who understands what it takes to be a guide. So that's first step. After that first step and you decide, hey, this is something that I want to do, I think I meet the qualifications and I think I can pass the test, then you have to look at what is your experience level. So what do you want to do? Do you want to guide elk? Do you want to guide deer? Do you want to guide Alaskan grizzly bear? Do you want to do it part-time? Do you want to do it full-time? Do you want to do it kind of as a side job? Or do you want to guide 8 months a year? So those are some things too where getting into it, you've got to understand there is opportunities. There's opportunities right now for somebody to say, that calls me up and says, I want to be a guide. I'm kind of interested in being a fishing guide and maybe doing some hunting guide. Great. I know some people in Alaska that can get you dialed in. You can be a fish guide in the summer, and you can guide hunts from August until March if you want to. Or maybe you're somebody that's like, hey, I just kind of want to do something on the side. I want to make a little extra money. Maybe take a week or two off work and guide a couple elk hunts or a couple deer hunts, make a few $1,000s to kind of support my hunting habit. That's great too. So there's a number of different things you have to consider, because hunting does require time, and just like any job, you're not going to start off at the top as a hunting guide without first taking steps and learning the process and getting used to and getting understanding how to become a hunting guide. So after you determine the qualifications it takes for each state and the level in which you want to start guiding, now you again need to acquaint yourself with some outfitter or somebody that can hire you. There's a few different options to go. There's some organizations that can help. There's guide schools. So there's a couple guide schools, like there's a guide school in Wyoming, there's a guide school in Montana, and there will be a guide school in Arizona soon that I am and another fellow outfitter are going to be producing, and to help guys get licensed and kind of get going on what they want to do. But guide schools can kind of help you get you into a job with an outfitter. Also, it never hurts to pick up a phone, guys, or shoot an outfitter an email, because things change a lot. A lot of outfitters need guys for, week on, week off, or whatever it is, or they really need somebody for a week, and you may not have the most experience, but the reality is that you have to start somewhere. So a lot of guys will start out, helping another guide, maybe a couple hunts or maybe a year of helping a guide. Now you're still getting paid, and you may still have a guide license, but sometimes you're not going to get paid as that veteran guide would get paid. So kind of all depends on your experience and your willingness to learn. So one of the big factors in becoming a guide is, aside from what we just talked about, so you're legally available, you meet legal requirements to become a guide. You understand the state that you want to guide in, or multiple states or countries, and you understand the time frame. You understand kind of what your goals are in becoming a hunting guide, because they are a wide range. The next big level is understanding what guiding really is, and guiding is not only showing somebody and assisting somebody in the taking of wildlife. It is also a very customer service driven environment and job. So our job is to make a hunting experience the best it can possibly be for a gentleman or a lady or a young guy that has never experienced this before. So each person has a little different personality that may be way different from yours. And so being a hunting guide requires you to meet some customer service qualifications in that regard, having a conversation with somebody, being able to relate to somebody in a hunting world and on a personal level, and also maintaining your professional boundaries. So there's a lot of aspects that separate young amateur guides that may be really good at killing animals, but not very good at helping a hunter kill animals and communicating with the hunter what is required for him to come do that. One of the big mistakes that I made as a younger guide is I just assumed everybody knew what I knew. I just assumed that my client sees what I see. I just assumed that he knows how to get on a rifle and shoot 500 yards. And I would get frustrated. Not that I still don't get frustrated, because that still happens to me and I got to slow down. But as a young guide, that was my biggest boundary, kind of keeping me from getting people to get them where I wanted, is I had to communicate, hey, here's how you get on a gun, without being rude or harsh or yelling at somebody, which I often did. And again, I can still get in that mindset a little bit nowadays too, because hunting is such an intense situation. So understanding as a young guy, your job is not only to get people in the right position and keep a good attitude, because hunting is very, very hard, and you can go through days that you'll never see an animal, or just the weather's bad, or all that stuff, and you have to put yourself in the mindset of a client that came out here to experience hunting Coues deer or hunting Alaska moose or whatever it is on a Dall sheep, once in a lifetime hunt, that things change, and keeping good attitude and good things can happen at any given time, no matter how many times somebody misses an animal. A lot of guides make the mistake of getting so down on their client or their hunter buddy, whatever, for missing an animal, that they actually miss out on the opportunity that follows that may happen the next day, but they're so pouty or whatever it is. So maintaining a good attitude is an important part of being a guide, and understanding how to get a 65-year-old guy who's never ever spot and stalked in his life into a position to be successful with a rifle that he may have never shot over 100 yards. And also maybe taking a woman who's never bow hunted before into a spot, and understanding the level of detail that it takes to get a person and have her ready to make a shot with her bow on an animal that's moving, and waiting for her to, all these things that go into play, and not just assuming everybody knows what you know, and not treating people like they're stupid because they don't know what you know. Those of us that are drawn to the hunting world, we have a desire to learn and to be successful in taking wildlife and understanding animal habits. not everybody has that, and for them to come in our world for a little bit, it's a really fun thing, and it should be a very encouraging and inspiring thing to try to help some people relate to these animals and help them experience hunting in a successful, really, really cool environment that makes them want to do it again. So that's kind of the gist of it, guys. I'm going to be talking about how to become a hunting guide in kind of some future videos, and really get down and break things down state by state that are the most popular places to guide. Like I mentioned, Wyoming, Alaska, Colorado, Arizona, and it's a lot easier than you guys think. And if you have a good attitude and work hard, there is plenty of opportunities for you as a hunting guide. Like I said, first step is talk to an outfitter. You can hit me up on my YouTube channel. You can hit me up on my email and the contact in the description below. If you have any questions about becoming a guide, let me know. I can help you out. Alright guys, I'll be coming at you again. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck out there.